Okay, this is my very quick out-of-box impression. I just opened these no more than 20 minutes ago, and I immediately knew I needed to get my impression out so that I can get quick to work on my recording these for the sound demos. I need to review these. I need to compare these to the top of the lineup currently on my ranking list. I need to compare them to the Melee, the Blonde WGZ or Blonde 05S, I think it's called both names, and the Moondrop Aria. Now, I'll immediately tell you where they stand, where the Tinhifi stands against these competitors on first impressions only. I need to do extensive listening to be sure how I personally feel and resonate with each of these, and there is going to be such a shootout coming, probably in the name of the Tinhifi as center stage there, but it's going to be compared to all the others. So it'll kind of be like a shootout. Don't fall off. There you go. So out of box, the Tinhifi, which to be very honest with you guys, to know where I'm coming from, I do not really like Tinhifi for the most part. I don't like how they use those MMCX connectors on most of their gear. The ones that like are kind of like a round ball insert that like kind of rotate in place. I'm not a fan of that rotation. I like it to be a solid connection. And so I'm very glad that they went for a 2-pin connection here that does not rotate. It's a very much more traditional also fit in the ear than their other products have tended to be. They usually have these kind of like cylindrical shaped things that you kind of like jab into your ear and they can fit or not fit, and it's a hit or miss. But these ones are their most traditional fitting, and they are honestly one of the most comfortable fitting that I've had in a long time. They're more comfortable than the Aria as a fit in the ear. Okay, that's something off the bat. The comfort is more form-fitting. For the price, if you're just looking for comfort and isolation, sealing noise from the outside, the Tinhifi T3 Plus is an absolute winner, actually. They're even more form-fitting and pleasing in the ear than the Melee, which I actually kind of preferred the Melee over the Aria in terms of pure fit. So they're the best fitting. Maybe the only thing that matches it is perhaps the Legacy 2 in terms of fit. But then there's the sound quality. Okay, out of box, I think that the Tinhifi T3 Plus is, drum roll please, I think it's the same quality, honestly, in terms of enjoyment that that I could imagine a person could get from them. I think that they're going to be the same enjoyment level as what some people may get from the Aria or the Melee. It's really such a taste, and there is WGZ on the table, the Blonde 05S, but I'm still not sure where I'm going to place these. I think it's along the same lines as what we see here. I think these are kind of like the big four for me right now in terms of like that B++ rank, just on the edge of being an A. None of these are giving me that A feel personally. I want just a little bit more excitement in what I get out of my A-ranked stuff, and all of these seem to be giving me a more kind of laid-back feel. It's definitely personal tastes there, because I think people have loved the laid-back feel of some of these. The Aria, even though it's a little more exciting in places, a little more forward in the brighter spots, maybe in the treble or mid somewhere, it does have this like kind of high sub-bass presence. Not the mid-bass and higher areas of the bass, but the sub-bass, the like low sounds. Not the thumps, but the kind of like warmth behind it all it has, which is good because it doesn't disturb the rest of the music. It doesn't bloom over things, which mid-bass and high bass can sometimes do if it gets too closer to the mids. The Melee is really a low mids bass kind of feel to it, where it has strong guitar, low bass strings. It has a kind of very lush, laid-back feel in the whole bass region, plus some higher mids accentuation that brings vocals out well, but for male vocals, but the female vocals and certain high-pitch frequencies don't necessarily excite me as much on these. It's a very laid-back feel that people love, but for me, it's like a kind of a tie which mood I'm in there. The Tinhifi T3 Plus is to sum up the frequency response to my ears, I don't look at graphs yet. I look at graphs only when I'm done reviewing things with my own ears, because I want to give you my impression from my ears only first. And from my ears only, I'm guessing what I'm hearing is it's a very strong bass presence. Where exactly in the bass it's elevated this much, I'm not sure exactly. I would have to guess maybe the mid or higher ends of the bass, not the sub bass, although that probably sounds a little strong too. But it doesn't have that like sub bass emphasis that the Aria has alone. It has like the whole bass region feels like it's pretty big, maybe particularly in the mid bass. It feels very thumpy. It feels like it's the bassiest set of this lot, while maintaining enough clarity. And my light is right behind me. I feel like I'm pale as a ghost in this thing. I swear I have more color. See, why am I self-conscious? I should have my lighting here. Okay, I gotta fix that later. Oh, better. Okay. Anyway, the Tinhifi T3 Plus has this kind of vocal, I shouldn't say vocal. It really is, I'm really, this is my first impression, so it's difficult to articulate this off the bat. You might hear my baby in the background. He's in the kitchen. So, gosh, it's ADHD. I can't do this, sir. So it's the bassiest set of the lot. Now you guys are distracted too, I bet. Okay, so it's the bassiest set of the lot with enough clarity in the rest of the range to feel like you're not getting anything hidden. It doesn't have the bloom and the lushness of the melee. The melee does recede certain instruments that you have to kind of either love or kind of deal with. It doesn't have the drums as forward in some tracks as much as I would prefer. But it's total personal preference. Again, and it's track by track, it's personal tastes. The Tinhifi T3 Plus doesn't hide anything. It brings things all forward, but it's kind of like a neutral forward, if that makes sense. Nothing is accentuated I like to have things that accentuate. I like things to take risks. I don't really like neutral. As mainstream as it might sound, I kind of like it when something has a shape to it, a characteristic shape. I like if there's like in the HD800S, I like that it pops the treble up a lot in certain places. It gives it uniqueness. That classical music and jazz, it just sounds so brilliant and separated because of that treble play. And you have to take a risk with it because it could be a love-hate thing. Some tracks are just gonna kill your ears and you're gonna hate listening to those. Totally. But I love it when it shines. And the Tinhifi T3 Plus does not give me that shine. It does not give me that je ne sais quoi that I need to rank something in the A ranks on my ranking list. So and that's the same reason why all of these are not an A rank. If things are giving me that mysterious missing like thing that I need to hear to feel excited, then I give it an A. But if it's a B, like these all are, it's because they generally please me overall for my library, but I'm not getting anything that makes me go, yes, I want that. No, they're all very good, but I'm looking for exceptional to get me into the A or S ranks. And none of these are that exceptional for me personally, but they are all very good. You cannot go wrong with any of these. It's going to come down to your taste. So the main distinguishing factor, if I could sum it up with the T3 Plus out of box only, is that it's the bassiest of the lot, with maintaining clarity in the rest of the range enough, but not super clear, just like kind of neutral, just kind of like, yeah, it checks off the boxes. They're all there. Nothing's hiding. And the bass is the star. That's basically it. That's basically it. All right, I'm done. Please like and comment and subscribe. And yeah, see you for the full review.